The rain hammered against the windows of Lily's emporium, blurring the neon glow of the streetlights into hazy halos. The scent of lilies and damp wool hung heavy in the air, a melancholic perfume that matched my mood. I'm Jack Rourke, and I've seen enough heartbreak to last a lifetime, but the way Eleanor Vance's eyes glistened with a carefully constructed sorrow still managed to prick something in me. "He was a good man, Mr. Rourke," she's been saying for an hour, her voice a low, trembling register. "Arthur Vance, shipping magnate, vanished without a trace 3 days ago. Officially, he's missing. Unofficially, I suspect foul play. Eleanor's a beautiful woman, a dangerous combination. And you have no idea where he might be?" I asked, swirling the whiskey in my glass. It burned going down, a comforting distraction. "None at all," she insisted, dabbing at her eyes with a lace handkerchief. "He left for a meeting Tuesday morning and never returned. His secretary, Miss Davies, reported him missing." Miss Davies, a nervous little bird of a woman. I'd spoken to her earlier. She knew less than she let on. People always do. Did he have any enemies? Eleanor paused, her gaze drifting towards the rain-streaked window. "Arthur, he had competitors. The shipping business is cutthroat, you know. Picture Martel comes to mind. They are always at odds. Martel, the serpent's shadow falls long in their city, a man who makes deals in the dark and leaves a trail of broken promises in his wake." I nodded slowly. "I'm familiar with Martel. He's ruthless," she murmured, her voice barely audible above the drumming rain. "But I can't imagine he's capable of others." "People are capable of a lot of things, Mrs. Vance," I said, my voice flat. "Especially when money's involved." The phone on my desk buzzed. It was Sal DeMarco, my contact at the Blue Moon Club. I didn't need to ask what he wanted. Sal always had something. "Heard you're looking for Vance," Sal's voice crackled through the receiver. "He was seen down by the docks a few nights ago, talking to a fella named Benny the Blade Bellini. Bellini, a low-level hoodlum, always looking to weasel his way out of trouble. Bellini's a talker," I said, my voice low. "What did he say?" "He said Vance was nervous, like he was expecting someone." "And who was that?" Sal hesitated. "That's the thing, Jack. He didn't say. Just that Vance was worried." "Anything else?" "Just that Benny mentioned something about a shipment, coming in from Marseilles. Said it was industrial components, but Benny didn't sound convinced." "Industrial components? That didn't sound like shipping manifests." "Thanks, Sal." "Just doing my job, Jack. You be careful." I hung up. The industrial components piece was a breadcrumb I couldn't ignore. "It smells like trouble, the kind of trouble that leaves bodies in the river and unanswered questions." I paid a visit to Miss Davies, Eleanor's secretary, that evening. Her apartment was small, cramped above a Chinese laundry, the air smelled of mothballs and desperation. "Did Mr. Vance mention anything unusual in the days leading up to his disappearance?" I asked, leaning against her desk. She wrung her hands, her eyes darting around the room. "He seemed preoccupied, distracted. He received a lot of phone calls. He's usually very secretive about his calls, and he was working late, very late." "Did you hear who he was speaking to?" She shook her head. "No, he always closed his door." "Did he leave any notes?" "Just his usual shipping documents and lists." She handed me a file. The top document caught my eye, a manifest for a shipment arriving from Marseilles. The description read industrial components, confidential. Confidential, just like Sal said. The manifest listed a forwarding agent at Thorne Shipping, a name I knew all too well. Silas Thorne, a ghost in the city's shadows. I left Davy's apartment and headed towards the docks. The rain had stopped, but the air was thick with a damp chill. The warehouses loomed like silent sentinels, the dark windows reflecting the faint glow of the streetlights. I found Benny the Blade Bellini in a dingy bar called the Serpent's Tooth. He was nursing a cheap beer, his face pale and drawn. "I need to know about Arthur Vance," I said, my voice low and menacing. Bellini jumped, nearly spilling his drink. "I told the cops everything I know, Mr. Rourke." "The cops are blind, Benny. They don't see what I see." He hesitated, his eyes darting nervously around the bar. "He was scared, Mr. Rourke, really scared." He said he was in over his head. "Who was he scared of?" "Thorne," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "Silas Thorne." He said Thorne was running things, pulling the strings. Thorne was using Vance. But why? And what was in that shipment from Marseilles? I needed answers. I headed to Vance's office. A sprawling space filled with mahogany and leather. It felt empty, haunted by his absence. As I surveyed the office, my eyes landed on a small, almost hidden panel behind a bookshelf. I opened it to reveal a hidden room. Inside I found a ledger, a detailed record of the shipment from Marseilles, but it wasn't industrial components. It was weapons. German Lugers and Morsers. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died, plunging the room into darkness. A voice echoed from the shadows, "Looking for something, Mr. Rourke?" It was Eleanor Vance, but something about her felt different, harder, more calculating. "I think you already know what I'm looking for, Mrs. Vance." "You're getting too close, Jack." A single gunshot rang out, shattering the silence. The scent of gunpowder filled the air. I dove for cover, my hand instinctively reaching for my holster.